we showed a little bit of the video before we came out, some of the pieces of your testimony in Congress about the No Fakes Act, and that was in May of 2025. And for those that don't know, the act is No Fakes, which stands for Nurture Originals, Foster Art, and Keep Entertainment Safe. I'd love, Martina, just to understand why you felt so compelled to go to Congress, to use your voice, literally, and speak to them about what it means to you.
Well, it's, you know, there's many aspects to it. You know, one is I think about legacy, and one of the things that's so special about country music artists with their fans is there's a trust, right? So I always say the thing that I'm most proud of in my career is that my reputation is such that when I say something, my fans trust that it's the truth. So I've also sang songs that have, you know, advocated for women and children. And so the thought that my legacy, what I stand for, everything that I stand for as an artist and as a human being, could be manipulated to be the opposite, could be belittling domestic violence, or even, you know, the possibilities are endless. And then that becomes, at some point, you can't really discern between what I say and what somebody manipulates for me to say. And you know, I always think, like, in 100 years, will we be able to tell which is which? And so that's one thing that's really troubling to me. And when you think about young artists, new artists that are just starting out, you know, like I said, that's so important, what you stand for and what you will sing about and what you will say and what you will do and what you won't do. And that's how your fans find you. They find, you know, what you stand for. And so young artists, sometimes I feel like it's really hard for them because they are establishing that, you know, and if something comes along and derails that in the very beginning, their career could be over before it even begins.
I think sometimes it's helpful to share anecdotes, if you can, about your personal experience with some of these issues, because we all understand generalities about AI and potentially the dangers, but was there a particular turning point, a story where someone sent something to you and said, hey, is this you? Or, oh my gosh, I fell for this, can you believe it?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is, you know, it has been used for scams. You know, scams are pervasive. And I had a fan who ended up, his sister called my management company and said, my brother is, like, gonna sell his house because he thinks that Martina McBride has contacted him and she needs money. And so, like, the fact that AI is gonna make that even more dangerous and more believable is yeah, so that was something that happened to me that I felt was important. You know, my dad, he passed away last year. He's 86 years old, and we talk on the phone every night, and he would, I'm not falling for any of these scams, you know? But it's like with AI, you know, somebody can literally send a video of me or my voice saying, I need money, can you please help me out? Or sell a product that might be dangerous or would be something that I would never promote. So yeah, it's invasive to me and to not just recording artists, but everybody in this room, you know?
To your point about a product that you may never promote, I was watching some of your testimony, and I believe you said in the moment, actually, now that I think about it, I brought a product that LeAnn Rimes was endorsing. Was it really LeAnn Rimes? Did you ever figure it out? Was it?
I didn't, actually, okay. But yeah.
Okay, that's wild stuff. I mean, Morna, we were speaking earlier, you're Chief Policy Officer for the recording industry. Obviously, you've got a lot on your plate, but how much of your day is focused on AI and what it could mean to the damage to the recording industry?
It's 100% nowadays. It used to not be like that, but it is every day speaking about the issues. It's moving so fast that you're really spending a lot of time just talking to artists, talking to managers, talking to lawmakers to try and figure out what is the next step. Like, AI and creativity have gone together for a long time, which people didn't realize. The music industry in general has been sort of on the front edge of all tech issues. We can talk about all those ones we've talked about before, but we spend a lot of time trying to meet consumers where they are and what they want to get music out. Like, that's the goal, is to license music and to make sure that the artists feel supported and that their music is getting out there. And in order to do that, you really need guardrails, you know, around new technology. Is it regulation? I don't know at the moment. It's moving so fast, we haven't quite gotten there yet, but we definitely need some guardrails. I think Congress has spoken to that. There's plenty of senators. Senator Blackburn has really been leading the charge. It's focusing on the damages that can be done to people, but also how do we embrace it? You know, in music, we use technology all the time. So it's something that's out there that we're not afraid of, but how can we do it in a way where artists are being compensated and AI companies are working with us to get this out to consumers?